You're listening to a New York Jets episode of the Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the team's latest goings-on as only he can. Follow him on Twitter at RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, Jets fans! Oh, you have no idea how hard that was to do. Welcome to another Jets edition of the Jacob Valk Show. I'm Jacob Valk. Yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can be so terrible. I have seen some terrible Jets games in my life. Jets-Bills, with Sammy Watkins being stripped by Salim Hakeem. It sent the Jets to 1-7 in 2014. How about Jets-Bills in Detroit? And the Bills destroyed the Jets. How about Jets-Patriots with the butt fumble? How about Jets-Patriots when Sam Darnold sees ghosts? This is right up there. It's hard to be as bad as the Jets were today. Quite honestly, it takes skill to be this bad. You have to be so bad that you don't even have a shred of ability to get destroyed like the Jets did. Look, I picked the Niners to win this game. But then the injuries started piling up for the Niners before this game. George Kittle and Dee Ford, both out. I thought there was actually a chance that the Jets could do something. Maybe not win, but at least be competitive. And then the first play from scrimmage happened. A toss. A simple toss. That Kyle Shanahan probably thought, alright, maybe we'll get 5 yards at the most. Maybe a first down if we're really lucky. 80 yards. 80 freaking yards. Mostert was untouched. How do you get beaten that bad on a toss? It's a simple play. I think I ran that play yesterday in Madden. It's the kind of play that even if you were playing on rookie difficulty, you'd be lucky to get 3-4 yards. The Jets somehow gave up an 80-yard touchdown. Then somehow it gets worse. Garoppolo gets hurt early. He's not 100%. He still slices and dices the Jets' defense. Can I even call it a defense? How do you give up 31 points to a hobbled Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Mullins? But you know what? I can forgive all of it. If the Jets didn't give up a 55-yard run on 3rd and 31, the Niners are backed up at their own 11-yard line. It's 21-3 at this point. If the Jets stuff him here, they're in a good position to get a touchdown, and then it's 21-10. That's a lot more manageable. The Niners run a simple toss, very similar to the 80-yard run. Somehow the Red Sea opens up on the right side of the offensive line, and Jerick McKinnon, not Mostert, not Tevin Coleman, Jerick McKinnon, the third-string running back, rambles for a 55-yard gain. 3rd and 31. Joe Caporoso had a funny phrase to describe this game. And you know what? He's 100% right. Gregression. Not a regression, a Gregression. I don't know what happened to Greg Williams from one year to the next, but this Jets defense has turned into a sieve. I didn't expect it to be great, but this may be the worst defense in the league. But the offense was somehow worse. I don't know how that happened. The Jets gave up over 350 yards in this game, yet somehow the offense was worse. Going up against the Niners backups, the Jets didn't get a touchdown until they made it 31-13. Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas back-to-back plays out of the game. Richard Sherman we knew was out. You can't even by accident stumble your way into being competent? It's customary for some people to give grades after each game. Offense, defense, special teams, coaching. Here it is. You ready? F, whatever for special teams. The special teams was fine. And F. The entire team is garbage. The season is over. You remember when I said it's just one game? We can't scream doom and gloom yet? After 2 games you can. The season's already an eighth over. The Jets are dead. Forget about it. Their goose is cooked. It's another year where the season is over in September. September! Earth, Wind, and Fire may like that, but I don't. What were the bright spots for the Jets in this game? Quinnen Williams? Is that it? Chris Hogan? Frank Gore? Braxton Berrios? Josh Malone? I have no idea. I'm grasping at straws. This was so pitiful. I can't comprehend how you can be that bad. Here's how bad it was. The Niners ran an identical play to the first play that they ran from scrimmage, that toss. It would have been a touchdown if there wasn't a holding penalty. Now, there was a hold. I'm not saying there wasn't. But there's no excuse to give up 2 touchdowns on tosses. Even if there is a penalty, stop the guy before he gets in the end zone. With George Kittle out, Jordan Reed looks like the second coming of Tony Gonzalez. He had 2 touchdowns in the game. How do you let that happen? But again, the offense was worse. Is Sam Darnold a bust yet? I don't care how bad you think the coach is. Alright, and believe me, I have my issues with Gase. After seeing that performance, I have my issues with him. And I've been a big Gase supporter. But I have my issues with him. But it's time that we really start thinking about, is Sam Darnold a bust? Because at the end of the day, he's just not doing what you want a franchise quarterback to do. 23 points in the first 2 games of the season. Let me ask you something. Right now, if you had your choice, would you want Sam Darnold as your franchise quarterback or Trevor Lawrence? I would take Lawrence in a heartbeat. These quarterbacks are coming into the league immediately. And, look, they may not be winning Super Bowls, but they're looking really good. Kyler Murray, right away, has looked really good. Joe Burrow, right away, has looked really good. Baker Mayfield, right away, has looked really good. Darnold hasn't. He has to put it together. This is his third year. And let's say by some miracle, he is able to put it together and he looks good after this game. I still don't know if I want him. At the end of the day, what do you want from your quarterback more than anything? Consistency. And does Darnold have moments where he looks like he can be that guy? Yes. The throw at the end of the game to Berrios, the touchdown, that was an impressive throw. But at the end of the day, it made the score 31-13. How much can I really read into that? It was a good throw, don't get me wrong. But can you do it before the fourth quarter? Any bit of Sam Darnold stock that I had, I'm selling. Forget about it. He is not the answer for the Jets. But is this all on Darnold? No. Adam Gase did not do a good job today. A bunch of designed plays where Darnold just gets the ball out of his hands quickly for 5-yard gains. That's not going to get the job done. Be aggressive. Take some shots. I understand that you don't have a lot of talent at wide receiver. Crowder was out, and Perryman got hurt early. But let Darnold throw it up in a one-on-one battle and see what happens. Just do it. What's the worst that happens? He throws an interception. Then you know. No one can begrudge you for taking the shot. In that case, it's not even a bad job by the Jets. It's just a great job by the 49ers. Throw the ball up, let your receiver make a play. Have some faith in your offense. There wasn't a sense of urgency from Gase in his play calling. From the first play from scrimmage, the Jets were down. I understand not going crazy right away. That's not a good look, all right? That's a panic move. That isn't going to work. But in the second quarter, can you play with some aggressiveness? You're down 10-3. Why don't you take some chances? 3rd and 1. If you know you're going to go for it, why wouldn't you let Darnold make a play? Put the kid in a position to succeed. Let him try to make something happen. As skeptical as I am of Darnold's ability to lead this team going forward, give him a chance. Obviously, there's only so much that you can pin on Gase. At the end of the day, he's not playing. Darnold does need to be better, and he'll be the first person to tell you that. But, look, I've defended Gase a lot. He made me look so stupid today. And this is the thing with Gase. 21-3 at the half. It's not looking good, but Garoppolo and Mostert are out to start the half. There's a chance. It's a small chance, but it is there. The Jets look lifeless. The Jets had 4 drives in the third quarter. You know how many plays they ran? 13. That's it! But you know what? More than anything, this isn't on Darnold. And this isn't on Gase. The seminal reason that the Jets lost today is Joe Douglas. And his failure to provide this team with talent. This is what happens when you go with a wait till next year approach. This year, you're going to look like garbage. And there's only so much that the quarterback and the head coach are going to be able to do. Bill Walsh wouldn't be able to do much coaching these guys. And Tom Brady wouldn't be able to do much at quarterback. So even though I'm skeptical of Darnold and I'm critical of what Gase did today, he really needs to step it up quickly. This is more on Douglas to me. The Jets went into this game with 4 healthy wide receivers. Brashad Perryman, Chris Hogan, Josh Malone, and Braxton Berrios. This is what happens when you only pick one wide receiver in the draft. Denzel Mims is out. God only knows what we're going to get from him this year. Who's the reinforcement? Dante Moncrief? No. Lawrence Cager? No. It's pretty sad when there are some Jets fans screaming for a guy like Cager to come up. All due respect to the kid, but he's not Don Maynard. He's not Wesley Walker. And the defense, forget about it. Look at who started for the Jets. Tell me who you really want starting for your team. Quinnen Williams? Brian Poole? Marcus May? Bradley McDougald? I mean, come on, that's it. That's only 4 guys out of 11. 7 of the guys who you started should not be starting. Alec Ogletree! If he couldn't work for the Giants, what makes you think he's going to work for the Jets? Pierre Desir, the only cornerback that Joe Douglas signed in free agency. No Byron Jones, no Logan Ryan, no James Bradbury, nothing. Pierre Desir was so bad that he was benched for Quincy Wilson. You want to tell me Desir got an interception? It was on Nick freaking Mullins. How much can I read into that? This whole organization from the top down is complete garbage. Woody Johnson has not been a great owner for the Jets, but compared to his brother, he looks like Robert Kraft. Can this guy please resign from his ambassadorship? Please? Send his brother over to the UK so I never have to see him again. Mr. President, please find some other big donor. Get Woody back. His teams were not this bad. They weren't great, but they weren't this bad. I mean, here's how you know Chris Johnson is in over his head. He felt the need to speak out after the Bills game, saying, oh, I have all the confidence in the world in Gase. He's an offensive genius. I gave Joe Douglas carte blanche to do whatever he wanted. You don't say that after week 1. I'm not saying that he was wrong to say those things, but don't do it after week 1. That's a panic move. That's you hearing all the outside noise and feeling compelled to make a statement. As hard as it is to own a sports team in New York, you can't listen to the outside noise. You can't be swayed by any members of the media, any fans, nothing. You have to be true to yourself. I don't have a problem with him making those statements, but you can't do it after week 1. Do it when the month is over. Do it halfway through the season. You can't do it after week 1. That is too much of a panic move. That does not inspire confidence in me. The fact that you felt the need to speak out to justify your hires, because let's face it, Douglas and Gase were hired on your watch. They're your guys. That just exemplifies the fact that this guy doesn't know football. I don't know how your brother owns an NFL team and you don't pick up something. This guy is so in over his head, it's not even funny. Joe Douglas is going to get a pass because at the end of the day, we do need to give him a chance to put it all together for next year. But he's got to make some serious changes. He has to move on from Darnold. If he has the opportunity to get Trevor Lawrence, do it. The Jets have 4 first-rounders in the next 2 years. Move up to take Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. It's not Darnold. At the end of the day, what has this kid done to show you he can be the real deal this year? He's had moments where he's looked good, but that's it. Just fleeting moments in garbage time. Everything else has been a disaster. And to Adam Gase, someone who I've defended a lot, if you don't turn it around quickly, if you don't get more aggressive with your play calling, if you don't get Chris Herndon involved more, if you don't get Ryan Griffin involved more, you're down to 2 wide receivers. How do you not get the tight ends involved? At the end of the day, Herndon is probably better than Perryman, and he may be better than Crowder. Herndon has been an afterthought in these 2 games. If Gase doesn't get his head screwed on straight, he's going to be gone sooner rather than later. Regular episode of the Jacob Valk Show every weekday afternoon. New York Yankees show tomorrow night. At least one of my teams is doing well. Islanders eliminated. Jets playing like garbage. The Nets don't count. At least I have the Yankees. But even then, they lost today, so look, it had to end at some point. They still won 10 out of their last 11. Jets show next week. Hopefully I'm happier. Until next time, I'm Jacob Valk saying that Cecil Fielder may be the only Japanese import ever to be cheered in Detroit.